Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever. We haven't listened to a word of wisdom from our friend G.K. Chesterton for some time, the apostle of common sense, as Dale Orquist christened him. As so often with GKC, just one line can spark thoughts or even complete a discussion almost without compare. Even though there's been discussion of some sort of quiet revival going on in parts of Europe and the United States, particularly among those with no previous faith, a subject we've discussed before, it's not something the elites, the conoscenti as they like to imagine themselves, have either noticed, or if they have, they are dismissing it. Chesterton sparked my thoughts again this week with his, as usual, humorous assessment of those throughout time who have observed in their mind the death of the Christian faith. Chesterton remarked that many times, he said, the faith has to all appearances gone to the dogs. He continues that in all of these cases, it was the dog who died. I think it's fair to say that over recent years many have experienced a period of gloom and despondency in the world and the church. There are justifiable reasons for such an attitude. The world is an unstable place. Economies are struggling in many countries, and in the church we've been through a period of malaise and confusion. Those dogs, as Chesterton would have them, have seen the empty churches, and in particular the weak voice of the church on numerous issues, and they've happily proclaimed that the faith had indeed gone to the dogs. I seem to recall that both Napoleon, Hitler, and Lenin also said the same, and they're dead dogs. The faith appeared to have gone to the dogs on Good Friday night, as the one in whom the disciples hoped died a criminal's death, and as each of them, apart from Our Lady and a few women and St. John the Beloved, denied and abandoned him. Yet on Easter Sunday the tomb was empty, and downcast disciples on the road to a village called Emmaus were called foolish men who were slow to believe by the one who opened the Scriptures to them and revealed himself in the breaking of the bread, the Holy Eucharist. So often in the history of the Church, when the night seems the darkest and the faith seems the weakest, we are foolish and slow to believe. There's too much negativity, especially online, from Catholics who, while always speaking the truth in love, must look at events or have looked at events with worldly eyes and not with the eyes of faith. Chesterton continues this sentence on the dogs who doubt the faith that died by making one of his most famous points and one of his most frequently used quotations, but people often don't use the line before. The reason, he said, that the faith has not only survived, but survived when to all appearances it had died or gone to the dogs was, he said, because a dead thing can go with the stream, but only a living thing can go against it. This is the perennial truth, why the Church, when she apes fads and fashions, invariably fails, but when living her prophetical role, our prophetical role, to be countercultural, always rises from the ashes like a phoenix. These are such times, times of hope. Brethren, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, like a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.